the cervical ELDOAs that we're going to be doing, the setup position is pretty much identical. The only difference is going to be the level of flexion in the shoulders and also the level of flexion at the cervical spine. So I'm not going to bother reiterating all of the different cues just to save a little bit of time, but for each of them, what you Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with TV4, and today I'm joined by Michael from One Body, and today we're going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 ELDOA exercises for neck pain. And we don't want to waste your time, so let's go ahead and get on with the ELDOA exercises. The first ELDOA exercise for neck pain is going to be the C6-C7 ELDOA, and for all of the cervical ELDOAs that we're going to be doing, the setup position is pretty much identical. The only difference is going to be the level of flexion in the shoulders and also the level of flexion at the cervical spine. So I'm not going to bother reiterating all of the different cues just to save a little bit of time, but for each of them, what you want to do is I'm going to have Michael flex his hips and knees until his sacrum lifts up off the ground. The reason we're doing that is because we want him to be able to relax the abdominals as much as possible. We don't want him to strain. From there, we want to go into dorsiflexion of the ankles by pointing his toes toward his head, and then he's going to go into eversion of the ankles by pointing the soles of his feet away from each other. He's going to bring his knees just a little bit closer together, and then he wants to maintain a flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, and his crown is pushing away from his body. So he's pushing away with the coccyx and away with the crown, pulling in opposite directions. Now here's where it starts to get a little bit different for each of them. For the C6-C7, you want to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of the shoulders, and now I'm going to have Michael place his arms down by his side as low as he can go without letting his hands touch the ground. He's then going to push his palms away from his body, and he is going to elevate his spine by lifting his head up off the ground 1 centimeter, so roughly the width of 1 fingertip. I'm just going to place that under his head, and Michael's going to push away with the crown, out with the coccyx, out with the palms, and this is the C6-C7 ELDOA. The second ELDOA exercise for neck pain is going to be the C5-C6. For it, everything is identical except for the shoulder position. So Michael, for this one, he is going to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of the shoulder, and he's going to flex his shoulders to 135 degrees. So I'm going to have him bring the arms just a little bit more back, a little more, and stop right there. Now, what Michael wants to do is, once again, he's pushing away with the coccyx, away with the crown of the head, chin is tucked in, eyes are looking down between the thighs to put the dura mater under tension, dorsiflexion, eversion. The palms are pressing away at that 135 degree angle, and that is the C5-C6 ELDOA. Then the next one is going to be the C4-C5. This is going to be the third ELDOA exercise for neck pain. For this one, almost identical. The only difference is Michael is going to change the amount of flexion in his shoulders. He's going to decrease it a little bit, and he wants to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of the shoulders, and for this one, the shoulders are flexed to 90 degrees, so they're perpendicular to the ground. Michael's going to press his palms up and away from the ground, and then for this one, instead of 1 centimeter off of the ground, he's going to lift his head 2 centimeters off the ground, so roughly the width of 2 fingertips. So I'm just going to have Michael raise his head just a little bit more. Perfect. He's going to maintain that, push the coccyx away from his body, push the crown of the head in the opposite direction. Palms are up, dorsiflexion, eversion of ankles, and that is the C4-C5 ELDOA. The fourth ELDOA exercise for neck pain is going to be the C3-C4 ELDOA, and for this one, it's almost identical to the last one. The only difference is the level of shoulder flexion. Everything else is the same. Coccyx is pushing away, crown of the head is pushing in the opposite direction. For this one, the shoulders are flexed to 45 degrees, so we still have maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders, but he's pushing his palms out at a 45 degree angle, and once again, we have 2 centimeters between the head and the ground, so roughly the width of 2 fingertips. Perfect. And that is the C3-C4 ELDOA. And next, the fifth and final ELDOA exercise for neck pain is going to be the C2-C3 ELDOA. For the C2-C3, this one over here, exact same setup position with the arms, maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of the shoulders. Michael is going to place his arms down by his side and press his palms away from his body. And for this one, Michael is going to flex his cervical spine and also part of his thoracic spine to the level of the T3. As soon as the T3 starts to lift off the ground, you've gone too far. So you want to stop as soon as the T3 lifts. So I'm going to have Michael come down just a little bit because he's a little too high. A little bit more, come down, a little more, a little more, a little more. Perfect, stop right there. And this is the C2-C3 ELDOA. So once again, we have the knees and hips flexed so that the sacrum is lifted off the ground. Relax the abdominals, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown of the head away, palms pushing away, down by your side, and dorsiflexion and eversion of the ankles. That's pretty much the setup position, and those were the top 5 ELDOA exercises for neck pain. And there you have it. Those were the top 5 ELDOA exercises for neck pain. If you have neck pain, or if you are a therapist who treats patients with neck pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them down in the comments section. And this September on the 18th, we're going to be doing a seminar on low back, neck, and shoulder pain. So if you are a patient who has neck pain, or if you're a therapist who treats patients with neck pain, definitely that's something you're going to want to check out. But this coming Friday at 2 p.m., we're going to be uploading the squat, and specifically, we're going to be going over the cues at the cervical spine for neck pain. So be out on the lookout for that this Friday at 2 p.m. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so we know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as we will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow.